A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Galatians. Brothers and sisters, you heard of my former life in Judaism, how I persecuted the church of God beyond measure and tried to destroy it beyond many of my contemporaries among my race, since I even more a zealot for my ancestral traditions. But when he, who from my mother's womb has set me apart and called me through his grace, was pleased to reveal his Son of God to me, so that I might proclaim him to the Gentiles. I did not immediately consult flesh and blood, nor did I go up to Jerusalem to those who were apostles before me. Rather, I went into Arabia and then returned to Damascus. Then after 3 years, I went up to Jerusalem to confer with Cephas and remained with him for 15 days. But did I not see any other apostles, only James, the brother of the Lord? As to what I am writing to you, behold, before God, I am not lying. Then I went into the regions of Syria and Cilicia, and I was unknown personally to the churches of Judea that are in Christ. They only kept hearing that the one who was once persecuting us is now preaching the faith he once tried to destroy. So they glorified God because of me. The word of the Lord. Today's responsorial psalm. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way. O Lord, you have probed me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I stand. You understand my thoughts from afar. My journey and my rest you scrutinize. With all my ways you are familiar. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way. Truly you have formed my inmost being. You knit me in my mother's womb. I give you thanks that I am fearfully, wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way. My soul also you knew full well, nor was my fame unknown to you. When I was made in secret, when I was fashioned in the depths of the earth, guide me along the everlasting way.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus entered a village where a woman whose name was Martha welcomed him. She had a sister named Mary, who sat beside the Lord at his feet, listening to him speak. Martha, burdened with much serving, came to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me by myself to do the serving? Tell her to help me." The Lord said to her in reply, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and worried about many things. There is need only of one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord.
Our psalm this morning is from Psalm 139. Try to remember that, Psalm 139. That is the psalm I use for almost 40 years now as I begin my week's silent retreats. It's always my go-to opening prayer is Psalm 139. It reminds you, brings to presence that God is present with you, that it is true. It's not just a nice concept or idea, but it's real He's real, and it's true, and focuses you to be with the Lord for those 7 days of silence. And let me just repeat the first stanza. O Lord, you have probed me, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I stand. You understand my thoughts. My journey and my rest you scrutinize. With all my ways, you are familiar. That's all true about you and Jesus, and me and Jesus. It's all true. It's a way to focus your attention that it's true, that he literally does live in your heart, and he is with you all the time. So I would just recommend a little thought today. Remember Psalm 139. If you want to, go home, write it on a piece of paper or on a card, just the first stanza. That's all you need. And that might be part of your daily prayer, to remind you what it's all about. That God is literally with you, guiding you in your heart, loving you all the time. It's not just a nice thought. It's real and true, and he's real and true. So it would be a great day to start every day, not just a week of retreat, but every single day with that reminder that brings him to presence. And the hope is that presence, you remind yourself of that presence all through the day, every single day, all the days of your life, until you see him face to face.